Today's topic is all about creating change in your circumstances and how it's a lot simpler than you think. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Law of Attraction Detox, where we detoxify from toxic techniques and instead we focus on our true nature, here in the present moment where all the manifestational power exists. We detoxify from techniques that pull us out of the present moment, and instead we focus on what matters, what feels inside of our heart, what is being thought inside of our mind. And we give that part of ourselves that is calling to us, we give it all the love that it's calling for. Because what you really are wanting is this feeling and sensation of wholeness, this ever-present, beautiful moment that is pouring and flowing through you and pouring out onto your screen of reality like paint onto a canvas. That, my friend, is life flowing through you. And the way to get there is not by doing more techniques. It's not by trying to force or manipulate your life into creating external things, creating differences in your circumstances. It comes from an internal process, an internal knowing, trust, confidence, a sensation of wholeness. That, my friend, is always within you. It's always there. It's always there to be accessed. It's always waiting for you to come home to it. And so today's topic about how to create change in your circumstances, it's kind of funny because it's a paradox. It's like the more you try to change your life outside of you, the harder it pushes back. And the more unlikely you are to experience your life the way that you'd like to experience. So when you are resting in the knowing, like Neville Goddard says, know that it's done and let it be done, then you no longer are searching outside of yourself for the thing. We actually need to take a look at the way that we are viewing our external reality. We need to look at the way that we are thinking and what we're believing and how we're feeling in any given moment. It's okay if you go unconscious and you don't notice how you're feeling all day long. It's okay if you are in your mind thinking about some past experience that happened and you're not here present. It's okay if those things happen. It's okay if you're afraid that what you don't want might happen. And it's okay to be afraid or worried, so long as you know what to do with it. So as long as you know that this part of yourself that is calling to you wants you to come home to it and is asking you to love it. It's not asking you to do more imaginal acts. It's not asking you to pretend that you already have your person, place, or thing. What it's asking for you to do is to come home. And I say this often on my channel, and I'm sure it's sticking to your soul right now, like little sticky tape. And you're going to take it with you the next time that you wander off your path into the wilderness, into the woods like I am now, and you discover that you have been focusing on your circumstances in a way that isn't conducive to creating a change in your circumstances. How do you know that? How do you know if what you're thinking about, focusing on, or choosing to believe is in alignment with what you want? Well, how do you feel? You'll know by how you feel. And I'm not trying to tell you to change or bypass how you feel. I can't stand this about the law of attraction because I spent years trying to change how I felt. And you cannot just change how you feel without first going through the feeling, discovering what it's trying to teach you, discovering the wisdom behind those sensations that are happening in your body. So in order to change your circumstances, we must first take a look at and navigate through the way that we believe, the way that we think, the way that we behave, and what we feel. That's how you know if your feeling state is typically feeling anxious or depressed, or you're typically not present. You're distracting yourself. You're outside looking for something. You're trying to manipulate your circumstances, trying to get your person to choose you, trying to force. Then you know that you are out of alignment. Okay, and how do you come back home to yourself? How do you bring it back in? Well, first you're going to sit down with yourself and you're going to recognize every sensation. Now, this is just a mindfulness tactic, a technique of mindfulness, discovering the tension in your chest, noticing the thoughts that are accompanying it. Perhaps there's racing thoughts. Perhaps there's such a feeling of despair and loneliness because you've found more evidence of the exact opposite of what you want. Your person doesn't want you. The job isn't here. The money is not in the account. Your body still looks the way you don't want it to look, or whatever. So your interpretation of it, that is subjective, okay? Someone might look at someone's bank account and think, dang, nice bank account. Another person might look at that bank account and be like, oh my God, that's all you have in your account. And so my point is that we can actually change and shift into a state of being where we are looking at that thing in our life, whether it's a person, a place, a circumstance, and we are choosing to see it as the next stepping stone to whatever it is that we know is on the way. Because how do you know it's on the way? You wouldn't have a desire for it if our Creator didn't want you to have it. And now I do believe that there's a little caveat with the desire, because the desire has to come from a place of loving service, loving conscious service. And I don't believe in desire that causes others to suffer. So if your loving desire is to experience a healthy relationship, to experience a certain level of financial freedom, to have a certain body or whatever, that I believe that that's meant for you. The only thing that's keeping us from having what's meant for our lives is this perception, the way we perceive, what we instantly automatically go to, that our subconscious mind, for whatever reason, has been programmed from the time that we're 0 to 9 to see our life from a certain perspective. So once you realize that you have been programmed with a certain perspective and you keep seeing and believing that your life is a certain way, then you're going to keep recreating that pattern. And it's actually a safety mechanism that I find with my clients. The safety mechanism that keeps them stuck in that pattern, because we love the familiar. We love the familiar struggle or the familiar pattern, even if it's one that sucks. Like we just really love normalcy, sameness. At least that's what I've experienced, and that's what my clients experience too. It's very difficult to change and shift into something that is completely unknown. Even if we know logically that that unknown thing will bring us more love, more peace, more happiness, more freedom, whatever it is, we would choose a, so to speak, prison cell that was familiar over being thrown into the wilderness without a GPS system. And that's kind of what it feels like when you finally make the decision that you were fed up with not getting the girl, not getting the guy, not getting the money that you want, fed up with the same old familiar rut. You have to finally make a decision when you hit that moment, and only you know when that moment is yours, that you will no longer put up with your life or yourself the way that it is, or the way that you are. And that's when you either do the work, you stop watching the videos and start doing what all of these people are telling you to do, and you make it such a big deal and so important that it is the top priority on your list. To change your thought and systems around this certain circumstance and topic. I will no longer allow my thoughts to veer off from this path of wholeness, of love, that will bring me exactly what I'm calling on. I will no longer allow it. And there you go. Now you have made a choice to change. And that is how you change your circumstances. You don't change them by trying to manipulate or imagine more. Really, truly, to be honest, none of those things are very important once you access and discover what I'm talking about here on these videos. If you need help with that, please get a hold of me. I do one-on-one coaching, and I also do hypnotherapy, and the Powerhouse Sessions include both. So this is something that you may have been programmed with your whole entire life. So it's going to be very difficult sometimes to even be aware of it. I sometimes need a reflection. I have really great, amazing friends. I have healers and powerful people around me that can help me reflect. Because sometimes I've had to do it alone, and it does take quite a bit of resilience to fight through uncomfortable feelings and fight through uncomfortable thoughts. Okay, because I've gone from what I would call a hellacious life of suffering from this mind. I've gone from a place where I didn't want to live this life anymore to a place of full, complete wholeness, abundance, love surrounding me, a feeling of peace, safety, comfort, trust. It's the exact formula that I keep using over and over every day in my life. And it's brought me here into this beautiful property. It's a choice that you have to make. You have to reflect. You have to look into yourself, into that mirror, and ask yourself and be really honest. What is it that I keep observing about my life that is holding me back from the life that I would prefer? And then make that choice today. Nope, I'm not going to believe those thoughts anymore. I'm not going to believe this mind that keeps bringing me suffering anymore. I'm going to choose instead to know that this person rejecting me is giving me an opportunity to look at myself and see, why am I maybe not showing up as confident as I should be? Or why am I maybe feeling needy and desperate for this person to be in my life? Because you don't really need this person to feel love and whole and complete. Asking yourselves these questions are really, really difficult and powerful at the same time. So, it's the choice is yours. You have the now moment to ask yourself these questions and get in there, tease out. My friends are calling me. If you need help with this, please contact me below. Let's get started. I'm ready. I'm here for you. I'm here to help you come back home, help you create the shift and the change in your world. So much love to you. Mwah. Bye for now.